Today I'd like to do a video on the food module for my Urban Bug Out Bag version 3.0. As you know, food is part of the big three of survival, so you have food, water, and shelter. You could survive 3 weeks without food, but it'd be a really rough 3 weeks, especially in an emergency situation. So for this video, I'd like to go over my strategy for my food module in addition to the individual contents included. So let's get started. So for my purposes, there's two main categories for food for a bug out bag, an emergency backpack, things like that. You have food that you need to prepare, and then you have food that's more grab and go. So in an emergency situation, probably the last thing you're gonna be thinking about is, man, I'd like to cook up that Mountain House chicken and rice meal. Food's gonna be the last thing on your mind. You probably just might stick to some things that you could grab and go, munch on really quick just to give you some extra boost of energy. And then after you get your shelter in place, maybe day 2, maybe then you'll probably start thinking about more hot meals, things that you would need to prepare, but will give you extra calories and help you be a little bit more fulfilled. So for my food module, I kind of have it broken up into 2 different parts. I have the main module is the stuff that I would need to prepare, and then I have more of a sub module of that grab and go food. So here's the 2 food modules. Again, this one is the sub module for the main food module. The stuff in the sub module is snacks, things that I could grab and go, and then everything in here is more meals, stuff that I would need to prepare, but would probably be better for morale purposes. So the problem with the snacks module is that snacks have a shorter shelf life than a lot of the stuff you'll see in here. Everything in the large food module I prefer to have around a 5-year shelf life. The stuff in the snacks module requires rotation about once a year. So when most people do their spring cleaning in January, I do my prep rotations. So let's go through the items now in the small sub module. So again, I'm using the Eagle Creek packet storage cube for this small little sub module, and it's in the color green. Based off the video I did called The Color of Prepping, I associate the color green with food. So anytime I see a green module in my bug out bag, I quickly know and immediately know that it's a food module. So I'm just going to dump everything out. As you can see, everything over here is very common hiker type supplies for energy. So we have some of the honey stingers, some protein bars, some sesame snaps. The Tonka bars are more of like a jerky made of buffalo meat. We also have some of the Kind bars, which is one of my current favorites, which is more of a nut-based one. And then some chews, and then also we have this kind of a consistency, which is kind of like an applesauce that you kind of have in a tube. And then I also included some gum here. So again, this is all real quick grab and go stuff. You could be eating this or chewing on it during a bug out or emergency situations for a quick boost of energy. And what I really like about all of this is all stuff that I'm accustomed to eating. I don't have anything strange in here that's going to be the first time that I've tried it. I think that's probably the most important thing with whatever food items that you include in your food module is have it stuff that you're actually used to eating. And since I use this all the time for when we're camping or hiking and things like that, I know that my body's accustomed to it and I'm not going to get sick or have a case of diarrhea during a bug out situation. That's definitely a SHTF scenario, literally. Here's the main food module. As you can see, I'm using one of the e-bags. I switched over to e-bags for my bug out bag just because they have more colors based off of my color of prepping video. I like having the modules colorized so I quickly know what the items are. So green is for food, blue is for water, red is for medical first aid, and so on. So let's open it up now. Here's all the items that are dumped out of that main food module. As you can see, we have a lot of Mountain House in here. So I've done a lot of videos on Mountain House just because I really like them. I think it works great, not just for backpacking and hiking, which is they're most common for, but also for survival, bug out type situations due to the ease of preparation on it. You have to worry about things like cooking pots, cleaning up afterwards. Just basically add water to it, seal it up, wait a little bit, and then eat a hot meal. And I think that's the most important thing for morale purposes, having a hot meal. Is a good thing to have, and then you just throw away the package after you're done, no cleaning up afterwards. So I have a lot of different flavors over here that I've tried out and tested over the years. Again, my body's very accustomed to all of these ones. We have some lasagna with meat sauce, the spaghetti with the meat sauce. We also have the breakfast skillet, which I did a review of earlier, and some of the other new flavors like the Italian style pepper steak. I think that's awesome. With all of these kind of emergency food supplies and dehydrated food, what they say for the serving size I think is a little bit low on the calories. So a lot of the times we're talking 250, 275 calories. I prefer to have my meals be around 500 calories at least, especially when you need to have a lot of energy. So my plan would be to eat a whole package of those for a serving. And again, I want to tie this into the sub module I have that are the snack based ones, which will probably be eaten first on day 1. I'm not going to really be concerned about preparing meals on the first day of an emergency, but after day 2, day 3, that's when we're talking. I want to have some substance. So that's why I have all the Mountain House over here. Those are for the meals, for comfort, morale, and for calories. Let's go through some of the other items that you see here. To avoid going through any kind of caffeine withdrawals, I made sure to include a few tea bags over here for preparing hot tea. This one's a nice flavor that kind of has a sweet and spicy taste to it, so definitely some flavor in it, but the main purpose is to avoid caffeine withdrawals. To go along with my one breakfast item that I have in here, I made sure to include a couple packets of Tabasco. I'm not sure where I actually found these at some kind of grocery store, but I'm including them there with the breakfast skillet just because I like the flavor. I also included a few items for things like coughs and sore throats. The first line of defense would be the Halls in a very small little pack here. The second is one of my favorites, although I don't enjoy the taste. It's a Fisherman's Friend. It's actually pretty disgusting, but it's one of the only things that actually works for me. So if the Halls doesn't work, I immediately go to the Fisherman's Friend and just kind of suck it up. I'd rather have something that works but tastes like crap than something that doesn't work but tastes really good. So the Fisherman's Friend is definitely great for cough suppressants. The last item included in this food module is some smoked salmon. So I really like smoked salmon for emergency food storage. I think it stores really well, has a long shelf life. I've always been stocking up on those canned pink salmons, but I don't think those taste as well as just having a nice fillet of smoked salmon. And this has around a 4 to 5 year shelf life. I actually purchased this one, I think back in 2011 over at Pike's Place Market. I just took it out of this original box, threw it into the bug out bag food module, and now I have a lot of protein over here. So this could be eaten in one really nice night, or just kind of rationed out. If you're in a rural environment, make sure you're careful with bears. Having this kind of salmon would be a nice feast for bears, but also really good for humans. I think it stores well, and I highly recommend including some smoked salmon in your food preps. That concludes all the items that I include in my food module. Again, this is designed to be fairly lightweight. Again, the dehydrated stuff, you have to add water to it, but since you don't have water while it's stored, it's a little bit lighter weight, and I could add on to it as need be, and with the idea of rotating out the grab-and-go items once a year and rotating out the larger morale meal type items every half decade or so. So I've been really happy with all the items in here, and again, the main thing that I think that you should have for the food items in your bug-out bag, get-home bags, is stuff that your body is accustomed to eating, and in my particular case, the Mountain House works really well for those meals, and again, they're very easy to prepare. So again, these are all the items included in the food module for my updated Urban Bug Out Bag version 3.0. That's going to do it for this video featuring my food module for my Urban Bug Out Bag version 3.0. As always, I've included a PDF document that you could download by clicking the link in the description box below. It has a list of all the food items that I choose to carry from my Urban Bug Out Bag. So now that we've finished with the big 3 of survival, let's continue on with the other modules for this Urban Bug Out Bag project. Thanks for watching. See ya.